Chapter 18 Make a Difference 2014 to 2015 Volunteer Teachers 2000 Cities 23 Children Impacted 5000 MAD Trajectory MAD was born when the founding members felt the need to take on the responsibility of institutionalized children, and not because they had the knowledge to resolve the issue. Thus far, the growth of Make a Difference has been almost typical of a non-profit that is founded on passion for the cause rather than the expertise in the field. Although the growth of Make a Difference has been very impressive, it has been a steady and incremental increase. Taking into consideration the enormity of the problem and the current pace of growth of man, the organization will not be able to touch the scale required to make a real dent in the problem in the foreseeable future. To put the problem into perspective, out of 196 countries in the world, India currently ranks 112th in the Global Child Development Index. One of the reasons being the high numbers who fall into the category of children at risk, the current figures being in the legion of 176 million. The numbers include the 20 million children listed as orphans, some of who are being brought up in children's homes around the country. That's a target on the MAD radar, the size of the problem that MAD needs to tackle and resolve. Right now, Make a Difference is not equipped to bring about this turnaround. So, we can go with the flow as it is, do the best that we can, and accept the fact that while we cannot resolve the issue completely, we are making a real impact in the lives of many children, says a national team member. It is an honorable philosophy, but not the MAD philosophy. Make a Difference was not born out of a willingness to accept the easy, the practical and the sensible. MAD was born out of the passion to resolve an issue and to do whatever it takes to get there. We are committed to seeing this through, no matter what it takes. And since that requires MAD to enter a different league altogether, that's exactly where we are headed. The MAD vision. The MAD vision is that children in shelters are able to realize equitable outcomes. The minimum target is to ensure that they surpass the threshold of the middle class. That, according to MAD, is how the world should be. Because everyone deserves an equal shot at success. And because that is only fair and right. Everything at MAD is geared towards realizing this vision by tackling the problem in all its complexities and quantum. MAD aims to balance the equation, which at present is terribly skewed against the institutionalized children. MAD's mission is to ensure that all children in shelters across India are able to realize better, equitable outcomes within the next 25 years. By mobilizing the community, enabling the sector, empowering the child, and changing the ecosystem. The roadmap. The roadmap envisions man being in a position to tackle the problem in full scale within 25 years. In 2.5 decades, man plans to have in place both the methodology and the delivery system to ensure the fulfillment of the MAD vision. Using rolling planning, the plan currently in place is updated at regular intervals as the project progresses and the details become more clear and reliable. So, keeping the 25-year journey in mind, MAD has a comprehensive 3-year plan in place. Activities are planned at 3-month intervals, and at the end of each 3-month time slot, an updated yearly plan is put in place. Every year, there is also a rethink on the 25-year roadmap, methodology and delivery. All the current efforts by both government and NGOs are fragmented activities that fall short in providing a complete childhood and a secure adulthood. This fragmented approach leads to a partial intervention which can be likened to a man drowning in 10 feet of floor, drowning in 10 feet of water instead of 20 feet of water. The deficit remains, and so does the inequitable outcome. Man seeks to change this narrative by providing a complete solution and ensuring the delivery of this solution. When there is a methodology and effective implementation of the methodology, then change is imminent. At present, the space for receiving children at risk is inadequate in all respects. There is also poor allocation of resources towards their development and no concrete plan for their rehabilitation back into the society. The net result of the lacuna is that most institutionalized children are unable to re-enter the social mainstream and end up spending their entire lives on getting the methodology in place. And here it has the advantage of a solid knowledge base built upon 9 years of field operations and the data assimilation by the 2000 plus MAD volunteers on ground. Once all the data has been factored in, the problem defined in its entirety and the multiple interventions determined, it will allow for designing a solution that can fill in all the gaps within the delivery system. At present, MAD delivers its programs through the volunteer model. Perfecting the solution design and the methodology will enable the organization to work on capacity building to deliver the solution. By providing financial, logistical and operational support to government and non-government institutions, MAD can train them to be effective delivery systems for the solution design. Based on hard data and community support acquired through its volunteer network, MAD will be in a position to lobby the government for policy changes, funding and implementation support. As per MAD vision and roadmap, in 25 years, MAD will be able to empower every one of the 20 million children who need institutionalized care by enabling the ecosystem that cushions them. Parents, teachers, children's home, and all other systems that sustain the institutionalized children will work in tandem to ensure that the child's environment is conducive to her or his growth and provides complete rehabilitation into the social mainstream. The last word. Jitin has no doubts about where MAD is headed. Looking back on the last 8 years, I would say that two of the most transformative moments in my life have been the walk into YMCA and a child rescue mission in Bangalore. Both times, I was confronted with a reality that I just could not walk away from. These are the two instances when I was compelled to take a stand and take action. The former made me participate in the creation of Make a Difference, and the latter forced me to rethink the status of children at risk. The operation was to rescue a street child from unsafe conditions, but I was torn by uncertainty. I was unsure if the child would really be better off away from his mother, who was a beggar. Would the child's future be more secure within a shelter home? It hit me really hard that there was no system in place that would secure the rescued child's future. Make a Difference has the potential to trigger the necessary changes in child protection policies. MAD also has the patience and stamina to outlast the problem. We will be a part of the resolution. We will tackle and resolve this issue on a full scale within the next 25 years. A dash of madness. In 2006, contrary to the prevailing wisdom at MAD, I had my reservations about the feasibility of MAD as an organization. Today, even while the entire MAD organization is lined up behind the MAD blueprint, I have similar qualms about the overarching optimism that underlies much of the master plan. It makes major assumptions with respect to the generosity of the government, the willingness of the bureaucracy, and the participation of civil society. For the plans to come to fruition, every one of these uncertainties must fall into place as envisioned, something I find difficult to visualize. But then again, I was proven wrong before, and perhaps the audacious confidence of man will once again beat the formidable odds. And just maybe, a dash of madness is exactly what is needed to resolve the issue, since all the prudent and cautious measures have so far failed to create a serious dent in the numbers.